Hello, good to see you. Patty asked me to do a short video on the history of health unit coordinating and the history of the National Association. I'm not sure how good I am at this, but here goes. From memory, I would say the profession itself started in about 1940. It was during World War II, and there was a shortage of nurses. So there was a hospital in New York, Montefiore. The administrator there decided that they should try developing this person who would be assistant to the nurse who would do non-nursing duties. The original title was floor secretary, and that was the beginning. That was the first time that health unit coordinators were employed in hospitals. As far as the association, which I know a lot more about, I did find a history that I had written, and so here goes. For me personally, I taught health unit coordinating for 7 years, and during that time, I conducted a national survey on health unit educational programs, gathered some knowledge there. Then Winnie Starr and I got a contract and wrote the book Health Unit Coordinating for W.B. Saunders. Once that was published, we became more known nationwide, and we just and at the same time, Winnie and I both felt that all the other health professions had associations with help them develop and be recognized, and we didn't. So we did start association for health unit coordinators in Arizona. It was called Arizona State Association for Unit Clerks. No, it was called Arizona Medical Service Coordinator Association. In 1978. Then in 1980, Helga Hagee invited me to talk at the Tri-Conference in hospital for the Hospital Association in Minneapolis. I was very nervous, but I went. And there, I learned that Wisconsin also had an association. The title was Health Unit Coordinator, which I liked. And there were people interested in starting a national association. This was 1980. So after I got back home, Jan Peterson then called and reminded me that during my talk, I had promised to try and start a national association. So I sat down and wrote a letter and send it out to all the contacts that I had gathered through the survey. And, people may have contacted me about the textbook. So on July 10th, 1980, here's a copy of the letter I sent out. And much to my surprise, I got a commitment from Velma Kushner from Texas, of course, Jane Peterson from Wisconsin, Carolyn Hinken from New Mexico, and of course, Helga Hagee from Minnesota, and Kay Cox from California. And in the letter, I tell them they have to pay their own expense. But they came, and we met at the Roadway Inn in Phoenix. And we were joined there, of course, by Winnie Starr, and then 3 health unit coordinators from Phoenix, Connie Johnston, Estella Johnson, and Kathy Jordan. I was able to collect experts, I guess you'd call them, from Phoenix, people who were involved, like with the radiology technology program and nursing associations and so forth. And they sort of spoke and outlined what was ahead of us. At that meeting, though, we decided to form National Association, and we were off and running. That was August 24th and 25th. In 1981, then, Kay Cox hosted a constitutional convention in California. And we all thought that Helga would be the president, but she became pregnant, and life was more complicated for her, and she wanted to wait. So I was voted in as the president. Helga was vice president, and others were officers were identified. Secretary was a woman by the name of Vivian Taylor, treasurer Carolyn Hinken. And the committees were formed: certification, ethics, education, and practice, which probably are still on board today. what to say beyond that. I think one thing I was curious about, and this is the actually the first brochure that we put out, and our symbol NAHUC, our emblem symbol, whatever, had a whole lot of meaning. There was a unit coordinator from John C. Lincoln Hospital in Phoenix who came up with the design. The triangle and the A means something, and I looked to see if I could jar my memory, but I think it's in relation to, and then the 5 designs here around the circle all stand for something. I think it was doctors, nurses, health unit coordinator, patient, so forth. If any of you find out what the original meaning of this design is, it would be great, because it is quite, a lot of thought went into it. The first certification then, which I feel really, which is still so important today, was really an important part of the association surviving and be alive. Obviously I've lost my third sheet here. I'm not, let's see, certification. So here's the first notice that went out to folks about the certification program. And in 1982, no, I'm sorry, this is wrong. This is the first association, or our first educational meeting in San Antonio, Texas. And this was a really, really important meeting. It was well attended. We did a lot of organizational things, and we actually had a proclamation from, was it the mayor of San Antonio? We had Health Unit Coordinator Day established. So I just think that, here is the copy of the first booklet that went out for the certification exam, 1983. It's just amazing. I mean, to think we didn't know one another in 80 and 83, we got to this point. And Helga was a key person in getting this going. What to say? I don't know. It's just, I'm just every day amazed that the association is still going. I really honor and appreciate everybody who has contributed. Health unit coordinators are an amazing group of people. I still think that they probably are undervalued as far as the work you do, but on some level, really valued. And I think the association, all of you who work to keep the association alive, you have contributed to health unit coordinating and to healthcare as a whole. And I am so proud of you. So let me know if you have any other questions. It's fun to think back and see what we all did together. Have a good day. Bye-bye.